A few hours to kick off, and can we predict the tournament and the matches?
Let's take a look.
Good morning and welcome to the ping table. We are a few hours away from the Euro kickoff, and Italy is in Azzurri fever.
Yeah, well, here in Florence, the atmosphere is palpable. Italy is in Euro fever. Even the Gazzetta dello Sport, which usually comes out in a light hue of pink, the reason we're named the pink table actually, is in Azzurri mode today. So I believe that today we classify as the blue table or the Azzurri table.
Nice.
And Italy is in full Euro mode and really exciting out on the streets. Castrovilli has been added to the team because Pellegrini unfortunately had to drop out because of a hamstring strain. He's quite upset about missing the tournament, as one could understand. But otherwise, the country's in full Euro mode.
Yeah, so having a look at the team, it looks like Italy is going to be starting the same team that kicked off against Czech Republic. Which I feel confident about. Turkey's going to be tricky, but yeah, I think they're trying to find some consistency there. So that's great. What do you think about the team? I think we've gone through this.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, especially when you take a look at the history between the two teams. They've met 11 times since the founding of the two national teams. Italy never having lost to Turkey. The last two games that these two clubs have played against each other have been friendlies, both won by Italy. And the last time that they met in a tournament was in a Euro where Italy walked out comfortable victors 2-0 as well. So history's on Italy's side, but it's an experienced Turkish squad to be worried about.
Awesome. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a quick tournament predictor. So the whole tournament, not results, but like who's going to get through. And then we're going to do a quick match day predictor as well. So let's see how we fare. Let me just present that. Okay. So we have Group A. So who's going to come out on top in Group A?
Well, one would hope that the Azzurri are strong enough to claim this group.
So let's put them there. Switzerland, Turkey, Wales. I'm going to say Turkey second.
Yeah, it's definitely between the Turks and the Swiss, unless the Welsh can pull a surprise in the group.
So then we're comfortable to put Switzerland third and Wales fourth.
Yep, I think that's probably the way it's going to end in this group.
Okay, well, that's optimistic. But you don't fluff it. Okay, moving into here. First place, I would be comfortable here to put Belgium first.
Yeah, the Belgian machine is favorites in Group B. The question here is really who's going to qualify with them.
I don't know. I have a good feeling about Denmark this year.
Yep, Denmark is a very solid national team with players like Christian Eriksen and Poulsen, but the Russian team is not to be underestimated.
Yeah, so I'm guessing we're putting Finland last then, from what I've just heard.
Yeah, it's a tough group because a lot of teams are well balanced, but yeah, I think Finland doesn't stand a chance of qualifying in this group.
Denmark or Russia then, first, second, and third.
I think just because of the extra technical ability, let's put Denmark in second.
And I think Russia's kick off with Belgium actually. So if Belgium beat them, that might be a good way to set that tone. Okay, Group C, I'm guessing Netherlands first, Austria or Ukraine second?
Yeah, this is a tough one. Generally, historically, I would have probably gone for the Ukraine, but I really like this new Austrian team. It's got a lot of incredibly gifted players like and Marcel Sabitzer. So it's a team to keep an eye on. I would probably go for Austria second. Once again, tough group. The Macedonian team with Goran Pandjev is going to be an exciting team to watch as well.
Didn't Macedonia just beat like a really big team? I forget.
Yeah, well, there was a very interesting game a couple of weeks ago. Well, at this point, probably a couple of months ago, where Macedonia actually managed to beat the German machine in a short result.
Yeah, and it was actually a game that wasn't just a friendly. So it's something definitely to put your attention on. I don't know. I think this might be one of their first experiences in a big competition, so they might lack that experience to get them through. But yeah, I think this is how the group will end. Maybe North Macedonia could possibly come third, but yeah, it depends on initial results. Group D: Scotland, England, Croatia, Czech Republic. So now this is tricky. I was expecting a lot more from the Czech Republic, but look, watching them against Italy, they didn't pose much of a threat. I would say first spot here is definitely going to be between England and Croatia.
Yeah, one would expect that the finalist from the last World Cup and the semi-finalists make it through out of this group, being England and Croatia. The Czech Republic didn't look very hot against Italy. They are a very physical side, but they lack a lot of pace moving forward, so they do struggle to put opposing goalkeepers under pressure. In this situation, I think England, just because of the way that they've built up to this tournament, are like
also youth, probably. And then Croatia second.
Yeah, and third place is up in the air, but I think that just having more players scattered across Europe in bigger teams, the Czech Republic will probably pip the third spot.
It could also come down to predict the best third place, maybe not, because they actually, I don't know, I think Croatia is actually going to come up on top, in my opinion. I think. The first game it's not England-Croatia, is it not? I think it might be. So that would set the tone for that. Group E: Poland, Spain, Sweden, Slovakia. So I'm guessing we're going to put Spain at the top.
Yeah, this is
even though they're going through COVID issues right now, so we don't know what their first starting team will be. So it might be a first or second place for Spain, depending on how they get ready there. Poland or Sweden, Lewandowski firing all cylinders, and they have quite a good team. Sweden without Ibrahimovic, and apparently Kulusevski is also going to be missing.
Yeah, lots of names out of the Swedish camp missing. It's an interesting group. If Spain had struggled with COVID and Sweden had Ibra, you could have imagined Sweden taking first spot. But Sweden dropping all of their key pieces.
Well, also Slovakia is not bad, huh?
Slovakia is a very good team. They've got lots of talented players. I think Marek Hamšík is still leading.
Hamšík's back. They have Hamšík and Kučka in the midfield. This is not a team to write off. On a good day, they could beat Spain.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is like with Spain's current situation, I wouldn't be surprised if they crashed out of this group. They've had to call up a lot of reserve players. I know that Borja Mayoral and...
Well, as of this morning, they tested everyone in the Spain camp negative, huh?
Okay, that I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, there is training that some players have missed, but
okay, so then
I feel that Spain, even if they missed the first game, they'll still be. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Between first and second, I don't know. What we could put is Slovakia third and put them as a predicted the 4 best third place teams.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say then Spain would generally be the favorites to this group, but coming off of the current COVID issues that they have, they might be struggling a bit for fitness and a bit for form, as some players haven't been training over the last couple of weeks. But this is an interesting group, and I would keep my eye on Slovakia as possibly being the surprise best third team of the group stages.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so Group F. So this is a tricky one. I'm guessing the top 3 spots we know, so we can, unfortunately, Hungary is a good team, but I don't see them getting off that last spot.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, last Euro that was won by Portugal, they did qualify through the best third place team. So I feel that they're probably going to do the same, just compared to France and Germany. Germany is normally red hot in these tournaments. It doesn't look like it is going into this tournament, so that's my only red flag. But I would say France should be at the top, yeah. Just looking at the formation.
Yeah, so many would expect the world champions to go through top of this group, but it is going to be an interesting one, as this is the group of death of this tournament. Hungary is by no means a pushover, but they are the easiest team in this group. You were talking about maybe the third best or the best third place team coming from this group. In groups of death with big teams like this, it's generally harder to pick up points. And I wouldn't be surprised if the third place team from this group actually doesn't qualify. So fighting for the top 2 spots is going to be very important in this group. Personally, I would put it between France and Germany. Portugal didn't impress me much at the last Euro, despite winning the tournament. I would say shock elimination for Portugal in the group.
You wouldn't put it between France and Germany? Again, in the third spot, you mean?
No, France and Germany through.
Okay. Yeah, also with Ronaldo's form not being what it was 4 years ago, just with by aging, like obviously he's a brilliant footballer, but looking at his last season with Juventus, he scored a lot and he did well, but he kind of tapped it off towards the end there. So yeah, I would say, okay, I feel good with that. So Germany and then Portugal. So we're deciding to eliminate Portugal here.
The thing with Ronaldo, though, is his form may have dipped with Juventus, but nearing the end of his career with a couple of key major tournaments left and the ego that is carried by the player, I wouldn't be surprised to see Ronaldo really lighting up this tournament, but not being enough to carry Portugal through the groups.
Do you know he has one of the worst free kick stats essentially in the world? It's like, I don't know the exact number, but if you go look at the ratio of free kicks taken and goals scored, if I was a coach, like I would never let him take a free kick.
Yeah, this is one of the big sticking points with Ronaldo in the team. This has been an issue at most of the clubs he's played for. He likes taking the responsibility on his shoulders, but
is it responsibility or is it a chance for fame? That's all it is. Like free kicks are what carried him and started his fame in England with Manchester, and also Beckham gained a lot of fame from free kicks. So I feel that it's just his way of, if you get one, it will be remembered that one and not the 50 I missed.
I think it's a bit of both. I think at this point, carrying the team on his shoulders and his ego have sort of become intermeshed. For nearly 20 years of his career, he has been carrying whichever team he plays for.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit of both. I think the responsibility of carrying a team and the chance of having his name up in lights are the same thing to him. So I don't know if it is just his ego that gets involved. But yes, I don't think he should be taking free kicks for the teams he plays for.
Okay, so predict the 4 best third place teams. So let's have a look here. Russia is in a decent group, so I could see them getting through. Slovakia, even though it's a bit tricky, this group.
Yeah, I think the 2 that stick out for me are Slovakia and Portugal as qualifying.
Okay, as in just as the team. Do you think they're going to perform well to beat other people's stats? Because their groups are quite hard.
Yeah, no, that's why I don't think Portugal, as I was saying, Portugal is going to play well, but I don't think they'll qualify for the lack of points available in that group.
Yeah, so Portugal and Slovakia we can take off just for now. So then it's left us with these 4: Switzerland, Russia,
Slovakia is in a tough group, but I think they're better than the Czech Republic.
Well, the Czech Republic depends if they can drum Scotland. Yeah, I feel good about Slovakia.
The Scottish keeper, is it Marshall?
I'm not too sure.
No, it's I believe it's the Young United goalkeeper, like I saw his name today actually on the Euro game.
Okay.
Yeah, so they've got a really good young goalkeeper. They've got a solid defense. They're a physical team. And the Czech Republic really did not look good against Italy. And Croatia, for all of their good work a couple of years ago, have not looked as hot. And a lot of them.
Are we going to put Scotland above Czech Republic?
It's a tough one there. I would say maybe.
Okay, let's go for it. But then we're not going to put Scotland through as the best third place team.
Slovakia, yeah.
So we have Switzerland, Russia, Ukraine, Slovakia. Do you think Switzerland's going to perform really well against Italy and Turkey? They have one game against Wales, so then we might as well just put Portugal, because Portugal were in the same boat. They have one good game against Hungary. Yeah,
but the thing is, well,
this kind of throws the predictor in the air because.
Yeah, I really am not a big fan of this adding of the third place teams. Because it's sort of,
you know what? I feel comfortable taking Switzerland out and putting Portugal in. Because also this is going to affect what we say for our knockout stage now. Because if you have Spain, Portugal, then it's a one-off game. Who could get through? Or if you have Spain, Switzerland, you're obviously going to go for the Spanish team. So. But then if we leave Portugal out here completely, at least this is giving us a bonus to give Portugal maybe to get into the knockout stage, either coming second or first. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a buffer, like where we have a group that we don't know between second and third, like it feels a bit dubious. Like we
should put the team that we think that's going to go first and third.
Exactly. It gives us a safe thing. So I think Slovakia was a good bet. Portugal's a good bet. Russia's a good bet, and Ukraine. I think those are the ones that the groups that the second and third are the most up in the air.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's what we'd be looking at. Belgium, Portugal. See, that's what I meant. If this was Switzerland, it would be a no-brainer. But who are we saying here?
I would still say it's a no-brainer, honestly. The Portuguese team looks good, but the Belgian team is a machine. And in my opinion, if they make it to this point, they're going to stop.
If they have De Bruyne firing on all cylinders, Courtois, Lukaku is in great form. They have a great team. Mertens, I know Witzel's out injured. The only thing is their defense is a bit. It's not it's an amazing defense. It's just not the levels of maybe France and Italy and Spain. But now Spain without Sergio Ramos, it's a very different defense. Okay, so let's go Belgium, Italy, Austria. So I'm going to go for Italy.
It would be tough, but I think Italy would get it there.
Oh, this is interesting. So whatever happens, Italy's going to be playing against Belgium in the quarterfinals if we win, and they win, no matter what. That's not good. Oh, well. France, Russia. Let's go with the French. Croatia, Poland. I'm more on Croatia's side here.
Yeah, the Croatian team is definitely technically better, but I like the Polish side a lot. They're strong, they're fast, but I would probably go for Croatia as well here.
Okay. Spain, Ukraine. Let's go with the Spanish team. England, Germany.
Yeah, now this is pretty much the two tournament favorites, in my opinion, without France involved. And this will be a tough one. I would probably be more inclined to say Germany just because they get the job done. But the English team is the most talented I've probably seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, I feel comfortable also about Germany, unfortunately, here for the English. Netherlands, Slovakia. We should go with the Dutch.
This will be a fight down to tooth and nail, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a game like this going to penalties, but I think the Dutch are the better.
If I had to guess right now without no strings attached, I'll go Netherlands as well. That's a good one. Turkey, Denmark.
Very good game. I would probably see the Turks going through.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, Italy, Belgium. So, listen, I'm all hoping for Italy to go through, but I don't see it here. I would say if maybe in the finals, Italy could maybe sneak something through, but I would say Belgium here.
Yeah, even with my face painted in the tricolore, I would have to say Belgium.
Yeah, fortunately. France, Croatia. I'm guessing we're going with the French.
I think the French would do a repeat of the final in this quarterfinal. Yeah.
Spain, Germany. So if Germany go through here, they would have done England, Spain, and then I'm guessing the Netherlands. That's a hell of a road to the final.
Yeah, and considering they came out of the group of death to get here, they would be very deserving of being champions if they could make it past Spain at this point.
Will they be tired?
I think the team will be tired, but they are a very young team, a very athletic team, and they are, in my opinion, the favorites for this tournament.
Germany.
I think it depends on if Spain makes it through with all of their post-COVID recoveries back to optimal health, but I would still put the Germans as favorites.
Okay. And Netherlands, Turkey, also a good game, but I'm going with the Dutch here.
Yeah.
Okay, semis. Belgium, France, and Germany, Netherlands.
Yeah.
The Netherlands made it all the way to the semis. That's really impressive. It's okay.
Yeah, so this would lead for quite an interesting setup. You got the Belgians against the French, and you got the Dutch against the Germans. I think that the Belgians are going to pull a surprise if we made it to the semis and make it through to the finals.
Really?
Yeah.
Against France.
I think the French team is incredibly talented, but the Belgian team is a very cohesive unit. And if they can remain compact for long enough, I think the French team will come undone.
I don't. I think the French team, just look at that team. There's too much talent in that team, I think, to lose such a big game. They have N'Golo Kante, Pogba, Mbappe, Varane, the Pavard, the name, it's a great team, man.
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely not stating that France is not a good team, but I have a funny feeling that Belgium's got all of the necessary.
So if someone were to come to you and say, Elaine, there's Belgium France tonight, uh, I'll give you, let's say, $100,000 if you just guess the winner right now. You would put money on Belgium?
I would be tempted. I can't tell you for certain. That's why I haven't said 100% right now whether I think
But
Belgium's.
you would be more inclined to go towards Belgium.
I'd probably be more inclined to go towards Belgium, considering the way that all of the Belgian players off this season compared to.
Listen, for 100 grand, I wouldn't be that sure. But if you want to go for Belgium, we can go for Belgium. Okay, let's see. Who knows? Maybe we predicted right. Belgium. Germany, Netherlands, tricky game, but it seems that your favorites are Germany. I think Germany in a straight out game with the Netherlands are favorite.
Yeah, I would say so. Once again, going to be tricky. The Dutch team is not
Even though we just said that Germany lost to North Macedonia.
Yeah, but I think pre-tournament game,
qualifier, but yeah.
But Germany had already qualified, and it was no skin on their teeth whether they lost or not. I think when the tournament really starts, like Gary Lineker once said, the game's 90 minutes. There's 22 men on the pitch kicking around ball, and at the end, the Germans win.
Well, then I think that sums up our finals. So we're going for a Germany win here.
Yeah, I think that's what I would predict, just with the way Bayern's been playing in the last couple of years, and this team being heavily Bayern dominant. I would say that this is the most informed team in terms of national teams.
Oh yeah, so we have Germany winning Euro 2020. Guys, go ahead, play the game on Euro's website, well, on UEFA's website. I'll go ahead and save the image of our knockout, so I'll post that here for you guys as well. But yeah, so we see a German win, and it'll be interesting to see how this pans out.
Yeah, so if our predictions are correct, Germany is going to be walking into Euro 2024 as hosts and champions.
Is it going to be country hosted again?
Yeah, the next Euro will be based in Germany. So it'll be quite interesting to see them take it as hosts and champions into the next tournament.
Okay.
So obviously, we hope for an Azzurri victory here at the pink table, but this is going to be an exciting tournament, and we will be here with you throughout it all.
Yeah, well, we hope for a Azzurri victory, but we got them eliminated at the quarterfinals. But yeah, we'll see you guys later on the pink table. We'll also do match day 1 predictions, and I think we can actually go through all the match days of all the group stages. So we can put out what we guess our scores are, and we can also compare to what actually the general consensus of the population is on those scores, and we can have a look at that.
Yeah, and keep an eye on the videos, and we should have a live presentation outside or in the Stadio Olimpico for the Italy-Switzerland game in 6 days, I believe it is. Yeah. So we will keep you updated with all Calcio Mercato news and see you back at the pink table.